Hey loves, it's almost bridal season and I bring to you this professional bridal makeup, and if you know this is something you want to learn, make sure you watch this video to the end. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Joanne, the head makeup artist of Nuban Beauty. If you're just seeing my channel for the first time, you're welcome, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, share this video and turn on the notification bell if you find this video helpful. So let's get into the video right away. First of all, I start with my skincare. I cleanse the model's skin. So I usually do this to remove dirt from our skin and take off excess oil. So now I'm going to take off a mustache because this mustache usually clog my foundation. Like, it will hold your foundation probably if your bride is sweaty or there are oils around that area, so it will just clog. So it's very essential you remove the mustache. Then after removing the mustache, make sure you clean it. Then I went in with moisturizer. I love using Korean products. So this moisturizer is the name Serum. It moisturizes your skin, soften it, and give that softness on the skin. So this will help you blend your foundation effortlessly. Then I went in with the Embryolisse primer. This will serve as a base for my makeup. It also have a moisturizing ingredient in it which makes it very soft and subtle. So I'm using a flat brush to apply the primer, and which I distributed all over our skin. I went in with a matte primer which I'll be applying only at the T-zone area because we don't want all our face looking matte. We still want that glow. Okay, so I just applied this at the T-zone area where she tends to bring out more oil or sweat at the end of the day, because you don't want those area to look oily. So this will help you keep your foundation intact. Next, we're going with foundation, and I'm using the Juvias Please foundation. So before I apply foundation on my bright skin, I usually test the shade on their skin to know if it match perfectly well. But for this foundation, it was a bit too light and I had to do my mixture to get an undertone. For my application, I usually go in with a brush first, which will help me to distribute foundations properly and help me to control the amount of foundation that I will be using on our skin. And see, I am tapping the brush on our skin. I'm not swiping to avoid stripes. Then I went in with a beauty sponge, a damp beauty sponge, a very damp beauty sponge. So I'll use that to pat the foundation into our skin, like to further blend the foundation to give that smoothness that I needed. So this will just help me to blend the foundation, give that smoothness on the skin. Then next we go in with concealer. I won't be doing too bright under eye today, so I just went in with a concealer that matches our undertone and just a shade lighter, and I applied that under the eyes. So you see, when I was applying foundation, I didn't apply foundation directly under her eyes. I only just applied, like blended towards under her eyes. I didn't apply foundation directly under her eyes. This is to avoid creases because you're still going to apply concealer under the eyes. So I waited for a bit for the concealer to at least dry up to get that full coverage. So while I wait, I went in with the cream blush, and I'm using the Imagic color palette to apply as my cream blush, and I used the same foundation brush to apply the cream blush at the apple of our cheek, which I blended upwards to lift our face. So after achieving that, I went ahead to start blending my concealer. And for blending the concealer, I have to start blending from the outer part of the concealer before I go in with the inner part. So this will help me to control the extent of the concealer, like the extent it will spread to. it will help me control it. And I use the same concealer to lift up her face, like from the outer part of her eyes, just to lift it upwards to give that face lift. So ensure you blend softly. Don't be too hard on the skin. It's just the skin. So don't be too hard on it. Blend softly so that you don't lift the product. Okay, just give it a good soft blend. So I just blended the areas where I highlighted, and I keep blending because blending is the key. If you know how to blend properly, I bet you your makeup is going to last very long. So immediately I begin to set, and I am setting with a powder from the Paula Beauty. It's a Nigerian brand. It's good. It has a good coverage. It's affordable. So it's affordable and it is very easy to work with. Okay, so I just used a small precise brush. I just pat the powder into her skin gently. You see the way I'm holding my brushes, my strength is not on the brush. Okay, so I'm just holding the brush at the tip or at the edge of the brush. Just hold it slightly and blend. So next I went in with another shade of the powder, which I'll be applying all over her face except the areas where I highlighted. As you can see, her skin is matching. Like there's no place that you would, her skin is just, her face is matching with her skin. So for bronzing, I love doing bronzing in place of contour because I feel like contour is too harsh, like it sculpts your face, but this bronzing just give that sunny glow, you know. So I love using bronzers a lot, so I use my powders a lot as my bronzer. And next I went in to apply blush. So for blush I used the Juvias Place eyeshadow palette. I picked the orange and the yellow shade based on our undertone. So you apply blushes based on your clients or your bride's undertone. Okay, so don't just apply blush because it is blush. Just try and know their undertone and apply blush to give that smooth, flawless finish. So I went into set, and I'm using the Airspun setting powder to set our skin. It's a drugstore setting powder, quite affordable. You know, it gives that Laura Mercier vibe, but I feel like it's a bit too white and it doesn't leave the skin on time. But if you know how to walk your way around it, you can get it perfectly well. So next I went in to contour her nose, to bronze the nose also, and I used the same powder that I used to bronze her face. I used that to bronze her nose before I went in to start baking. So I'm using the same setting powder to bake, using my damp beauty sponge to apply the baking powder. So guys, if you're enjoying this video and you find this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button. Don't wait so you don't forget. Just hit the subscribe button, like this video, and turn on your notification bell. So now I will move ahead to go in with her eyebrow to draw the brows. So I love using gel liner to line the brows. So for this particular model, she has a full and a thick hair. So what the trick you can use for people like this is just to groom the brow to a perfect shape so that you won't have to start feeling. Because if I feel in the brow hairs, it will be very very thick, and because she's a light skinned person, you don't want a thick brows. So her hair has done the work. Her brow hairs are enough. So what you just do is to line the brow after you groomed it to a perfect shape. Okay, so I went in with a concealer, and I'm using the elf concealer, the medium. I will drop that in the description box. I can't really, okay, medium beach. So but I'm still going to drop that in the description box. So I just use that to clean up the brows and also to line, and I went ahead to blend. Then for my eyeshadow, I'll be applying this benign clone white as my eyeshadow base, to hold on my eyeshadow, and this will also help your eyeshadow to last long on the eyes. And also, if you don't know how to use this benign clone white, it might end up not working for you. It might end up even spoiling your eyeshadow, so you have to blend properly and make sure you don't apply too much before you go in with your eyeshadow. So just build the eyeshadow base and blend properly. Then I went in with the Meet the Brown eyeshadow palette. Ever since I got this eyeshadow palette, I'm not sure I've touched any other eyeshadow from my makeup box because it just gives that perfect brown shade that I want. So for eyeshadows, I love holding my brushes at the end of it. So this will help me not to put too much energy or pressure on the bristles, if I'm correct the way I pronounced it. So it will help me not put too much pressure on the bristles and just help me blend effortlessly. Okay, so I went in with a darker brown at the outer corner of the eyes. At this point, I was still thinking what I want to do, but because this is a trad look and I want the eye more smoky and intense, fierce, but I still want to keep it cool, like keep it very minimal. Okay, but I still want that smoky look, if you understand what I'm saying. So I don't want to do too much, and at the same time, I want it smoked. Okay, so after I applied the crease, blended the crease, I went in with this orange shade from the Blossom eyeshadow palette. The eyeshadow palette, I've had it for years, and I just dumped it, but on this very day I did this shoot, I remembered it and I picked it up. So I applied that and I went back to the Meet the Browns to, you know, blend the edges of the eyeshadow to avoid creases or lines around it. Okay. Then I went ahead to line to put in my black liner, and I am lining under her eyes, which is the waterline, is that's what it's called. So I just applied that and I'm doing that gently. So for her eyes, I'll be applying glitters, but I won't be doing that immediately. I would just do my lips first, do her lips first before I go in with the glitters, because I want the glitters to stay in place. I noticed that if each time I'm done with the eyes, doing the lips, and I'm done with the lips, the glitter spreads all over her eyelid, but I don't want that. I want the glitters to stay intact. So next I will be going with the lips, and I'm using this fall lip stain, the Nuban lip stain in shade Peach, Cocoa, Cookie, and Nuban Beauty in Blondie. So first I applied the peach and the cocoa just to reduce the darkness of the brown, because the peach is a very dark brown. So I just mixed the cocoa to reduce the intensity of the brown or the dark shade. Okay, so I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. So I'll be using a very flat brush to line our lip, and make sure you don't overline your client's lip, except they are the type that love overlining, and also if their lip is very small, that is when you can overline. So most times I usually ask my clients before I line their lips to know if they are the type that love to overline their lips. So I went in first with the first two shades, which is peach and cocoa, and I blended properly, and now I'll be going in with cookie. It's a peach shade, and I'll just be placing that on top of the brown, and I will still blend using the same brush to blend properly. So most times you can ask your clients or your bride to spread their lip or the smile so you can blend well. Next is the Zaron in shade Blondie. So I just applied that on top of the cookie, like the inside of our lip, and you see the way technique I use in blending lips. So this will help your lip stain not to break. So you just keep applying till you get the perfect shade you want. So I just kept on applying, like reapply, apply, blend, just kept going back and forth till I get what I want. So now I'm going back to the eyes. I went ahead to smoke out the outer part using a mixture of a black eyeshadow and a dark brown. So we don't want it too dark because she's a light skin. So I just applied that and I blended with my first brush that I use in blending the crease without applying eyeshadow there. So I just used only the brush to blend out. Then I went ahead to smudge under her eyes using a mixture of a dark brown and also black to smudge under her eyes. So there I complimented her that she's looking pretty and you can see how she's smiling. So I used just powder to lift the face, to clean up the eyes, to make it very clean. So you need to make your makeup clean, okay? Next, we'll go in with the glitters now that I'm satisfied because this is the last thing I'll be doing on top of her eyes. So I'm just placing the glitters on top of her eyelid. The glitters won't get to the crease. Yeah, the crease, it won't get there. So it's just on top of her eyelids because she has a very small eyes, or let me just say very small eyelid space. So I'm just applying the glitters there. So this is the reason why I didn't apply the glitters immediately I was done with the eyes, because I don't want it to spread to the crease area. So next I went ahead to line, and I'm using the Paula Beauty gel liner in shade black to line our eyes, which is very necessary. Paula Beauty is a Nigerian brand, and I bet you the eyeliner is as dark as the Inglot gel liner if you've used Inglot. So now I'll be dusting off the excess powder on our skin, and I'm using the Real Technique brush to dust off the excess powder, which I am doing that gently. Then to powder our face, I use the mixture of the MAC mineralized powder and the Studio Fix powder because I want that full coverage and I also want that smoothness, okay? That's blurry effect. Yeah, let me use that word, that blurry effect on our skin. So before I go in to set her face, I also reapply powder all over her face to rejuvenate her skin, to make the makeup look so fresh again. Then I went in to clean up her eyelashes with a Zaron mascara to take off the excess eyeshadow fallout and also the glitters. So that does the job. Then I applied the eyelashes from Chee Lash palette. I've been a fan of Chee lashes for a very long time, and I love using their lashes because it's more affordable. And I went in to reapply blush, just to bring out all those products again before I go into set. And I'm setting with the FBH Cosmetics, the All Nighter Spray. And I went ahead to use my sponge to just tap into our skin. So this will help to absorb more of the spray before I go in with the airbrush setting spray. So this will give that glow and that glow, and it will help your makeup last all day, okay? So I just use that part into her skin also before I go in to highlight her cheek, and I'm using the Fenty Beauty highlighter in How Many Carats, if I'm not mistaken. So I just use my hand to pat to apply the glitters on the bridge of her nose to give that shine effect. Then for lip gloss, I went in with the Fenty lip gloss. I usually forget the shade of this lip gloss, but I'm going to drop that in the description box because I love it. It's a brown shade. Then I went in with classic lip gloss. Yes, you heard me right. Classic Classic lip gloss is one thing that many of your big makeup artists uses, but they don't tell you guys, they don't show it. It is very good, and it's affordable. So if you know classic products, their lip gloss is a good buy. Then I went ahead to extend the under eyelashes, and I just used that to the mascara to extend. And this is the final look, guys. So let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed watching this video and if you will be recreating this look, and tag me on your videos. Follow my Instagram page at Nuban Beauty if you're here to follow me on Instagram page, and I would love to see you in my next video. Bye.